Hello, and welcome to Space Day 2020. I have a question for you. What famous Mars lander is this a model of that I'm holding? Well, my name is Tom Arnold from Science Museum, Oklahoma. And if you answered a Viking lander, then you would be correct. In fact, there were two of these landers, Viking 1 and Viking 2. Their primary mission was the search for life on the red planet. Although their results were inconclusive, their exploration began a study of the surface of Mars, which is ongoing to this very day, with the goal of landing astronauts to study the red planet as only a human presence can do. Our fascination with Mars has been ongoing for a very long time. In fact, we have been captivated by the lure of Mars since the late 19th century. How did that fascination begin? And what other events served to make our fascination grow to a point that we had to travel 39 million miles to learn more about this amazing planet?
The year was 1877. The director of the observatory in Milan, Italy, Giovanni Schiaparelli, was mapping and naming features he saw on Mars using the observatory telescope. Not knowing what the features were, he used common Earth terms to describe them. The Martian dark areas he called seas, while the light areas he called continents. In addition, he saw what he called canali, which to him simply meant channels on the planet's surface. Mistranslated by the press as canals, to the public, this immediately brought to mind vast engineering projects created by intelligent beings. At this point, the fascination with Mars began, as the public became entranced with the idea that Mars was inhabited. This soon caught the attention of a wealthy Bostonian named Percival Lowell. His writings were filled with examples of his long-held belief that Mars was inhabited by an intelligent and advanced civilization that may have a need for water, given all those canals he had observed. Popular with the public, these stories of Martian life soon caught the eye of fiction writers like H.G. Wells, who wondered what might happen if the Martians' need for water might bring them to Earth. From this idea, he wrote the novel War of the Worlds, first published in 1898. By now, people were completely captivated by all things Martian, and it was equally clear that there was money to be made in these stories. In 1912, Edgar Rice Burroughs published the first of his Barsoom novels, detailing exotic life on Mars, filled with swordplay, great deeds, and romance. Society just couldn't get enough of these fanciful stories. One of the novels, The Princess of Mars, was read by a young Carl Sagan, who later was one of the principal investigators of the Viking Mars landers. Then, on October the 30th, 1938, a special Halloween radio play was broadcast across the country, based on H.G. Wells' novel, The War of the Worlds, and quickly became too real for many. It began across the vast gulf of space.
Intellects, vast, cool, and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against us.
Listening to the radio, it seemed that invaders from Mars were attacking the Earth with overwhelming technology. Believing the broadcast was real, panic quickly spread across the country. It wasn't until the next day did it become clear it was only a radio play. Mars hadn't attacked after all. However, to some of the kids listening that night, it began a journey that fired their imagination, which would one day turn them into invaders of Mars.